But Luna had never been that far. On the other side of a mountain, to the north, there was nothing but forest, and beyond that was a bog that covered half the world. Glurk told her that the world was born out of that bog. How? Luna had asked 1,000 times. A poem, Glurk sometimes said. A song, he said at other times. And then, instead of explaining further, he told her she'd understand someday. Glurk, Luna decided, was horrible. Everyone was horrible. And most horrible was the pain in her head that had been getting worse all day. She sat down on the ground and closed her eyes. In the darkness beyond her eyelids, she could see a blue color with a shimmer of silver at the edges, along with something else entirely. A hard, dense something, like a nut. And what's more, the something seemed to be pulsing, as though it contained intricate clockwork. Click, click, click. Each click brings me closer to the coast, Luna thought. She shook her head. Why would she think that? She had no idea. The closer what? She wondered. But there was no answer. And all of a sudden, she had an image in her head of a house with hand-stitched quilts draped on the chairs and art on the walls and colorful jars arranged on shelves in bright, tempting rows. And a woman with black hair and a crescent moon birthmark on her forehead, and a man's voice crooning, "Do you see your mama? Do you, my darling?" And that word in her mind echoing from one side of her skull to the other, "Mama, mama, mama," over and over and over again, like the cry of a faraway bird. "Luna," Virian said, "why are you crying?" "I'm not crying," Luna said, wiping her tears away. "And anyway, I just miss my grandmama, that's all." And that was true. She did miss her. No amount of standing and staring was going to change the amount of time that it takes to walk from the Free Cities to their home at the top of the sleeping volcano. That was certain. But the house and the quilts and the woman with the black hair, Luna had seen them before, but she didn't know where. She looked down toward the swamp and the barn and the workshop and the treehouse with its round windows peering out from the sides of the massive tree trunk like astonished, unblinking eyes. There was another house and another family before this house and this family. She knew it in her bones. "Luna, what is wrong?" Virian asked, a note of anguish in his voice. "Nothing, Virian," Luna said, curling his hands around his midsection and pulling him close. She kissed the top of his head. "Nothing at all. I'm just thinking about how much I love my family." It was the first lie she ever told, even though her words were true. In which a witch is discovered. Zan couldn't remember the last time she had traveled so slowly. Her magic had been dwindling for years, but there was no denying that it was happening more quickly now. Now the magic seemed to have thinned into a tiny trickle dripping through a narrow channel in her porous bones. Her vision dimmed, her hearing blurred, her hip pained her, and her left foot and her lower back and her shoulders and her wrists and, weirdly, her nose. And her condition was only about to get worse. Soon she would be holding Luna's hand for the last time, touching her face for the last time, speaking her words of love in the hoarsest whispers. It was almost too much to bear. In truth, Zan was not afraid to die. Why she should be. She had helped ease the pain of hundreds and thousands of people in